News in 5.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
Good day. This is World News in 5 here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. African leaders pressed Russian President Vladimir Putin to move ahead with their plan to end the Ukraine conflict and to renew a deal crucial to Africa on the safe wartime export of Ukrainian grain, which Moscow tore up. While not directly critical of Russia, their interventions on the second day of a summit were more concerted and forceful than those that African countries have voiced previously. They served as reminders of the depth of African concern at the consequences of the war, especially rising food prices. Reuters reported in June that the African plan floats a series of possible steps to defuse the conflict, including a Russian troop pullback, removal of Russian tactical nuclear weapons from Belarus, suspension of an international criminal court arrest warrant against Putin, and sanctions relief.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
In other news overseas, Hong Kong expatriates are welcoming a reported decision by the U.S. government to bar Hong Kong Chief Executive John Lee from attending an economic conference in the United States because of his role in crushing the city's pro-democracy movement. The Biden administration's decision was first reported by the Washington Post, which, citing unidentified U.S. officials, said he would be barred from the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation or APEC meeting in San Francisco in November. Lee has been the subject of U.S. sanctions since 2020 for his role as Hong Kong's top police official during the crackdown, in which dozens of pro-democracy activists were arrested. He was named chief executive of the city last year. Anna Kwok, executive director of the Hong Kong Democracy Council, a non-profit organization founded in 2019 by Hong Kongers, told VOA the organization welcomes the Biden administration's decision and hopes the U.S. remains firm in opposing human rights violations in Hong Kong. It is noted that the Chinese government demanded the U.S. reverse its decision and lift the so-called illegal and unreasonable sanctions on Lee.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
And finally, 4 aircrew members were missing after an Australian Army helicopter ditched into waters of the Queensland state coast during joint military exercises with the United States. The MRH-90 Taipan helicopter went down near Hamilton Island, a Great Barrier Reef tourist resort, about 10:30 in the evening on Friday, according to Defense Minister Richard Marles. Officials said the search was underway to find the crew and their families had been notified. A rescue helicopter reported spotting debris on Saturday morning near Dent Island in the Whitsunday Islands group. It is noted that the Taipan was taking part in the Talisman Sabre, a biennial joint U.S.-Australian military exercise that is largely based in Queensland. This year's exercise involves 30 nations and more than 30,000 military personnel.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5 for Radyo Pilipinas World Service. This has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
World News in 5.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.